Welcome back to Milling Around. Day 2 of our San Francisco trip was all about getting out of the city and onto one of the most iconic drives in the world, Highway 1. And honestly, this day felt like a pharmaceutical commercial. Ask your doctor if Highway 1 is right for you. Side effects may include excessive smiling, spontaneous awe, and a sudden urge to quit your job. We jumped into our Turo rental, yes, the convertible from Video 1, dropped the top, and headed south toward Monterey. If you're doing Highway 1, a convertible is absolutely worth it. You smell the ocean, hear the waves, and feel way more connected to the drive. This stretch already starts setting the tone, rolling hills, coastal air, and that feeling you're officially on vacation. We kicked things off with breakfast in Monterey and took some time to walk around the waterfront. And while we didn't go inside this time, we stopped by the Monterey Bay Aquarium, which has a fun pop culture connection. The Monterey Bay Aquarium was one of the real-world inspirations for the aquarium scenes in Finding Nemo. The kelp forest exhibits here are famous, and they're based on the actual kelp forest just offshore. If you plan to visit, book tickets early and arrive right when they open. It gets busy fast. From Monterey, we headed into the 17-mile drive through Pebble Beach, and this stretch feels unreal. We stopped at multiple scenic overlooks, including the famous Lone Cypress, one of the most photographed trees in North America, clinging to the rocks like it's refusing to move. And then there's Pebble Beach Golf Links, a course so iconic it almost feels strange seeing it in person instead of on TV. We did a little shopping at the pro shop, soaking in the history and pretending for a moment that we too might casually golf here someday. The next stop was Carmel by the sea, and this town genuinely looks like it was pulled out of a fairy tale. The homes, the shops, the little alleyways, everything feels intentional, charming, and just slightly whimsical. We had an incredible lunch, picked up some souvenirs, and took our time wandering. Carmel is perfect for a slow stroll, good food, and people watching. Give yourself some time here. Rushing would be a mistake. From Carmel, we headed deeper into Big Sur, and this is where Highway 1 really earns its reputation. The weather shifted, the sun came out, and suddenly every turn felt more dramatic than the last. We stopped often, not because we had to, but because you almost can't not stop. Keep your eyes out here. Depending on the day, you might spot whales, seals, sea otters, or even walruses resting along the rocks. And then, almost unexpectedly, the road cuts briefly through coastal redwoods, towering and quiet like nature hit pause for a moment. We ended our drive at Julia Pfeiffer Burns State Park, home to McWay Falls, a waterfall that flows directly onto the beach. McWay Falls drops about 80 feet and is one of the few waterfalls in the world that empties straight into the ocean. It honestly didn't look real, like someone had layered it into the scene afterwards. This was one of those stops where everyone gets quiet, just taking it in. On the way back, we pulled over at a few roadside shops, the kind that sell quirky souvenirs, local goods, and have little diners tucked next door. These unplanned stops ended up being some of our favorites, drenched in California charm and surrounded by incredible scenery.
Cigar, I like it. Yeah.
Day 2 on Highway 1 was everything we hoped it would be. Cinematic, peaceful, exciting, and just a little bit magical. That convertible made it special, but honestly, this drive would be unforgettable no matter what you're driving. Thanks for milling around Highway 1 with us. Stick around because this trip is far from over. And seriously, ask your doctor about Highway 1.